Hello everyone. So I guess this is the first video for this channel. So yeah, hello. Thank you all if you even care at all. Thank you for watching this. And just wanted to start the channel off with something I care about, and then I'm always thinking about that is Pokemon, my biggest hyperfixation, I guess. So yeah. Oh, and if you hear any noises, it's just my cats on the background. Please don't mind me. They're all little pests anyway. So yeah. So I was thinking with Gen 10 coming and all, like just thinking of a few things that I think will make for my ideal Pokemon game. Just I feel like many of these things are just things that a lot of people have been asking for, like since forever. But you know how it is with Pokemon fans. Like many times they have like absurd requests that there's just no. So I wanted to make like a list of things that I want to see for like an ideal Pokemon game that are still realistic. Like that with some actual like time and care, like they can easily do that if they want. So yeah. I'm just gonna like put out there though that like the obvious stuff is like just fixing bugs and frame rate and graphics and animation and stuff like that. Like, yeah, that's just the easy part. Like, if you give people more time to work, obviously that kind of stuff is just gonna come out better. Or if you hire more people, like, which they could totally do if they wanted. But that's the obvious. The second obvious is like stories. Story characters like they've definitely been walking in the right direction. Like as much as like Scarlet and Violet's story isn't like anything mind blowing. Obviously, like we all saw the stuff with with we all saw the stuff with Mabostif. So not just that, Area Zero, like the whole arc with Kier and Ogre the other stuff with Petrarant and Terrapagos wasn't as good, but still, like they've been making progress. Like, I also quite like the stuff with Calyrex, even though I wish we got a little bit more, but still, like, yeah, they are making some very interesting stories now. Definitely, uh, definitely can say that Legends ZA. Oh, that's still coming. Legends Arceus also had like some interesting stuff, like with some darker themes than what they do in most other games here and there. But yeah, I still think they can definitely improve on some stuff, especially considering that, uh, as far as characters go, they've really made some very iconic characters in the past few years, but some of them still could be like better implemented in the story. They could have like more relevance, I guess. Yeah, but that's just me, I guess. Well, it's not just me, but either way, I definitely I hear people saying stuff like voice acting, and I can certainly understand how that would like get people way more interested. But it's not like a priority for me. Like, yeah, yeah. So long as they make the stories more interesting and engaging, that's just great for me. But as interesting and engaging as they make it, not everyone is gonna want to focus on the story like that. That's fine. And especially some people will also already have played the game, so playing for the second time, they're also not gonna want to sit through all that again if they're not interested. So naturally, you add a skip button. Like, I don't understand what's so difficult about that. Like, options, giving people options is never a bad thing. Difficult options, skipping dialogue options, like uh, experience share options, like all of the stuff. Like, why not? Why not just do that? Why not just make it that much easier? Like, it just doesn't make sense. And just make stuff easier. Like even competitive, more and more. Uh, Competitive is becoming like a more easier process through the generations. But at this point, like, why not just make like an implemented uh, implemented version of Pokemon Showdown in the games already? Like, just make a virtual simulator and just let people make whatever Pokemon they want. Like, at this point, why not? Even the stupid friendship thing. Like, if people want to play with something like that, like that's fine. Like for a more casual playthrough, that's fine. But like for many people, especially if you're like want it something challenging, want to challenge yourself, you're making the player not want to interact with their Pokemon and raise their friendship because they're gonna be scared that the Pokemon will just start winning through BS. Like that just really like sucks the wind out of challenges and all that type of stuff for more experienced players. So yeah, again, I don't think that having that kind of stuff in the game is an issue. Give us an option, you know. Again, options are never a bad thing. Personally, I also think that the whole thing with open Pokemon game, like, uh, definitely feels a bit overrated for me right now. But they were like doing something cool with the option to let you challenge any gym leader in any order, except for the fact that the levels don't scale. Like literally, like everyone say that already. Like they got that right in an anime, and they can't do that in the games. Like it can't be that hard. Like just make the level of the gym leader scale. Like simply if you're gonna let people choose which order they're gonna take the region on, why not just do that? Like make separate things for gym leaders and yeah, like maybe like uh, make one gym leader that will always be the first and one gym leader that will always be the last, like the strongest gym leader and like the most like beginner friendly gym leader, and all the other ones let people tackle in whatever way they want. And if around the region of the gym is full of strong uh, Pokemon that will probably kick their ass, like that's a separate thing. But still, like, let people try. Like why not? It- Also related to gyms, I think uh, type team gyms feels a bit limiting at this point. Like we definitely like we definitely could branch out by now and just make a gyms typed around things like oh, this is the gym based around a swamp area. So like poison type, ground types, water types. Oh, this is the gym leader. This is the desert gym. This is the volcano gym, the snow area gym. The like make it based on the biome of the region, or maybe make it on other stuff like the profession of the gym leader. Make it based on the strategies they employ, like all the Pokemons use X items, so all of them have setup moves, all of them focus a lot on hazards, on status, on that kind of thing. Like that kind of thing is fun. Like it forces the player to adapt because at this point, like we way past the point of uh, experienced players wanting to go through a gym and they have a Pokemon that's super effective and they click the button of super effective 3 times and it's over. Like I mean, even when they had the opportunity to fix that up, they they kind of did the opposite. Like with Sky and Violet, like it's cute that some of them like have, for example, like Iono with the electric misdribbles with levitate. Like that's cool, no weaknesses, all right. The Sudowoodo that goes that becomes grass like and becomes truly wood. Like that's genius. But aside from those, like why not take a Pokemon that is uh, doesn't need to be all them, but at least once in a while, instead of making taking a Pokemon that wasn't that the type of the gene and making the type of the gene, making that making it extra predictable. Sometimes like change it up, like uh, in a few genes, like once in a while, like instead of for example, instead of Tulip sending out her fairy type to then charge it, to then change it into a psychic type, make her send out a Spatra by the end. Like make Spatra her race, and then you expect okay she's gonna just tear it into psychic, and then no, she tears into fairy, and then she kicks her ass. Like make that kind of thing. Like just make the leaders more challenging. Make the challenge more challenging in general. Like even the champion, like they nerfed Gita so hard, like for no reason. Like that was so stupid. They literally sent out her Glimora uh, last when it's meant to be the Pokemon you send first, instead of sending out Kingambit last. Like I it's cool that later they gave her another battle where she actually plays properly, but it just doesn't work well at all when you have this champion that looks all cool and then she goes, oh, I should tell you something. I am literally incapable of holding back when it comes to Pokemon battles. And then she's a joke. Like just no, no. That's embarrassing. That's actually embarrassing. Like, please don't. Please don't insult our intelligence. Please don't insult our intelligence. Please don't insult our intelligence like that. Please, I beg you. But yeah, I also I think I personally like I like I kind of like Terra, even though it can definitely be uh, very chaotic at times. And the moves and Dynamax were interesting. Megas were definitely pretty cool, but like I think we are all a bit tired from the gimmicks. Like at least for I speak for myself, but I heard many people share the sentiment, and I think like it's about time that we either don't get a gimmick at all in a gen, or get something very minor, like something that can affect the battle definitely, but it's not the most like mind blowing thing, like something can that could like stay for this generation and the next one and the next one, and like nobody will care, like that kind of thing. Like just the formula for the Pokemon battles themselves was never the problem. Like the moment they made the physical special split, like that's it. Like the like yeah, I don't have complaints on the formula for the battle themselves. Like so, all these gimmicks, like yeah, I don't know, like yeah. If they stuck to megas, that would be one thing. But at this point, like that's enough. Like that's enough. Another thing I think would be cool would be like you know how they got like fossils. Well, I think it would be well. First off, I think they should by now have made fossil Pokemon that are frozen, revived from ice instead of rock. So like they be ice age mammals and stuff. But that aside, I think it would be very cool if we got like a machine or a scientist that should take to uh, some some item you find, and then from that item you give to the scientist. He will basically give you back a Pokemon that was previously microscopic. Like you give them one of those Blake's that you the, one of those glass things that you put on microscopes, and and then he hands you back an amoeba Pokemon or a Paramecium, a bacteria, a virus. Anyways, you get that. Like I want to imagine that since there's Pokemon of all sizes, there's bound to be some Pokemon that are so small that we can't see them normally. So they use a machine that can like enhance their size. Uh, so yeah, basically microscope Pokemon. They still be very small, but they be visible at least. So I think that would be sick, personally. So yeah, that would be something. One other thing that I think is a wasted opportunity is the fact that they I don't know if I like very much the direction they went with convergent evolution type mons like Wiglet. I think instead of evolving into a Wug trio, I think the evolution for Wiglet should be something completely different. Like Wiglet evolves into Wugray, something like that, and then it's just this monstrous red and white Murray thing, which kinda looks like a Diglett, but also not really, and it's like way scarier and stuff. So yeah, I think the converged evolution idea is cool, but I don't think their final form should look exactly like the other mon that inspired it as well. Like I think it should stand out on its own. Uh, so you know that the fact that they used to look similar is really just a coincidence. Like they have nothing alike at all. Also gotta point out the other obvious thing that people always ask for, an actual evil villain team. Like yeah, I, I think I think it's time. Like I think it's time to bring them back. Like it hasn't been the same. So yeah, we definitely like as far as those like funny or like harmless kind of evil teens go. I think we definitely picked with Teen School, but yeah, uh, everything after that was just kind of not. It's just not the same. Although I do like the leaders from Teen Star and their whole vibes, but yeah. Another thing we definitely like should be getting by now are bigger decks because like I mean, we got DLC and then we have regional forums and stuff, so that definitely raised the numbers up a bit. Still, like, it feels weird to get like for so long, like so many years in a row, to get dexes that don't go past 100. Like, yeah, I don't know. Like, I guess I'm just too Unova pilled, uh, but I definitely do think I definitely do think like it's nice to get like a chunky decks. Like, whoa, look at all these new guys! Oh my god! Like that kind of excitement. Like, the more the merrier. So in a way, like I definitely know that sometimes having too many like can feel redundant for for some because there's always gonna be some underwhelming moments and stuff. So either way, I don't know. I think it's cool. Which brings me to my final point. When I say underwhelming moves. Uh, I think it's fine to have underwhelming moves. Like not every move needs to be like an Uber's menace type of thing, obviously. But that being said, there's many Pokemons out there. They aren't just underwhelming. Like they are just the bottom of the barrier. Like I must in fact I must like I must make this point. Like we, PU isn't even the lowest tier anymore. Like we have ZU now. Do, do, do you know how bad the power creep is? That PU isn't even enough anymore. Like even PU is too much for some of these months. So they had to make another one even below that. like at this point, like just send it to Little Cup, like it's gonna get to that point as eventually, like bro, like, but yeah, it's just too much. Like we gotta just we gotta buff like older mons like Sun and Moon. It definitely did a lot of mons some big favor, and here and there they some of them get a few buffs and nerfs and that kind of stuff. But I think we gotta do it in book, like in like look at all the mons, at least all the mons that are gonna be in the game, like in the decks and stuff. And you look at all of them, and if you're gonna add those, you're gonna add, you love this, you're gonna add your plus or minus, those kinds of mons, like goddamn Luminio. Like, give Luminio Quiver Dance, give Luminio the Fog to a win. Like, I think he gets one of them now. I think he stay win, but he doesn't get the Fog anymore. I think just just go out. Like, give. You don't need to make them bust it, obviously, but give them stuff. Like, just give Ledin a signature move that is uh, 100 base power bug punch move with a high crit rate, like, and then swap its special attack and physical attack around, so it at least does some damage. Like it's to that point. Like it's to that point of thing we're talking. Like give mons the opportunity to do stuff, at least to be useful, at least in some small way, even if very niche way. Like give them tools, because like look at Patrice. The only reason he was relevant at all is because he had a role. He had a role to fill, even if very niche, even if almost nobody would even think of using something like that with Patrice because it's so weak. He still had a role, and he filled it very well. But some modes don't even have that. And if they do, they have a different mode that's way better, that that makes you go, okay, so why would I use this guy when I can use this other guy? Like, why the fuck should you use Dilgon when you can use Lapras, or you can use fucking Warren or Arctovish? Like that's the kind of thing I'm talking about. Like Cloyster at least like can stand out because he's a Shell Smash user, so he has that going for it. But yeah, what does Dugong have? Nothing. Give it a signature move, give it an evolution, like fucking Gen 1 mons, Gen 1 and 2 mons especially, like they some of them need those things. It's Dugong, it's it's Seeking, it's Fearow, which somehow isn't a dark type. Like make make Fearow and Hypno dark, give them the dark typing, because Gen 1 not having a dark type is kind of embarrassing. Like, really? No one? Okay. Hypno, the Child Snatcher isn't a dark type. Like, so yeah, like, why not? Why not give Mons the time to shine? That's all I'm trying to say. Give them something unique. Give them the chance to stand out. Even if they stay all the way down in ZU still, at least they are unique, I guess. As Karen, as Elite Four Karen once said, I won't remember her quote right now. So, oh, and some before I forget, give Vanillux a Ice Fairy regional variant with a signature move that makes all Dragon type mons dead in the dirt, and then it activates Hail, and then it boosts all its stats by 3, and then he heals it from status as well, and then he revives one fallen ally, and it activates like the misty terrain, while also activating the tailwind and the aura veil, and uh, yeah, thank you. Thank you, thank you. You don't need to thank me. Thank you. Yeah.